Welcome to the Daily HiFi Podcast. How is everybody doing? We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. My name is Chana. With me, we've got Joe, Mr. Joe and Tell. How are you?
What's up? What's up?
I forgot to
Hey,
change the
is it
colors.
my internet connection or are you kind of chop sizzle? Maybe it's just mine.
No, this stupid thing's on. Connection is unstable
Sizzle.
if you're on Wi-Fi. I'm God damn it.
It's chop sizzle.
Chop suey, like the System of a Down song. Chop suey. Wake up. Makeup.
Was he talking about like seeds? Remember that?
Which one?
He's talking about like eating seeds or something on one of the songs.
Oh yeah. Well, he's talking about a whole lot of stuff, bro. He's like, anyway. Yeah. Let's not get into that
whole stuff.
Yeah. So what is up, everybody? What's going on?
What's
dude? All kinds of stuff. My So since I was gone for my birthday, and that Atmos mixing situation, my boys took me out to Reno for my birthday on Thursday. I also, it was actually a business trip because the car needed to get serviced up in Reno, and so yeah, Serge Tankian. Oh, dude, Sasha and I met him at the Chart House in Malibu. So it's interesting having dinner one night. Anyway, we went to Vegas, and I gotta tell you guys, it was awesome. It was awesome. And my buddy's like, dude, I want to play craps with you. I was like, yo, slow down, son, slow down. We can't just go in there expecting to win any money. But I'll tell you this: when we finally did, rode through the entire craziness of the night, there was an empty craps table, nobody there. I picked up the dice and didn't put them down until 37 rolls later. And if anybody's ever played craps, that's a long roll. That's a long roll. So it was amazing. And my buddy was just on the other end. And I told him when we were like hanging out in the jacuzzi earlier, I was like, hey, if I'm playing craps and I'm rolling, don't talk to me. And they're like, I'm going to say all kinds of stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm just hitting numbers left and right. And he's just like on the other side of the table, just betting on everything he can. It was just boom, 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 boom.
You're superstitious, huh?
Yeah.
You kind of like, you got like your own,
I got my
if you
system.
were an athlete, it would be, you'd have a routine. You got to
if I was an athlete, I'd like down like a fifth of vodka, throw it all up and get ready to play the game or something.
That's how you win.
Anyway. Yeah, so that was
folks
awesome.
Here in the chat, by the way. I see a lot of you guys over here.
We got Fred, we got the bad guy, this guy Joe and Tell. I don't know what.
Yep. And you see the little HiFi logo. That means that they are a member.
Yep.
And as a member, I don't even know what to say. As a member, what do you get? You get to talk to everybody else on a regular basis. It's not even it's not
weekly thing anymore.
Normal. It's just like everybody just becomes friends. And so we have our own community within a community right, of very dedicated folks. So I appreciate you guys.
Yep. We've also got Angela in the house, Tim Perry in the house. Very good.
Okay. I got that. I see what you're saying over there, Tim. 4329. I have it on my list of things to talk about here.
Oh, all right. What are we getting into?
Let's see.
The JBLs, yeah.
Hold on a second.
Why
am I using that mic? Hold on a second. What's going on here?
Is that why you're not sounding
is that better?
Joe-like?
Yeah. Is this better?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. No? Yes? No?
I don't know, man. I've been on Zoom call after Zoom call since like 11 a.m. So
okay.
I don't know if I'm hearing anything correctly.
All right. So anyway. What do we got going on? So recently I had another event this past weekend. So it's the last event that I can do at this particular location just because it's not my place and it's not going to be available after that. But it was fun. Not as many people as the first time just because it was kind of a last minute thing, you know? I got to let people know like 2 days before. And yeah, it was fun. Let's see, what did we do? I have some pictures if you're interested. Let me see here. So if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see some of the silly stuff that I was doing. You know, a lot of times we're just messing around, screwing around. So
You were running the whole thing off of a power
yeah,
station.
no,
There
this
it
is
is.
a power station. It's not a big power station. It was just inexpensive. It's like 500 watts, right? But I'm like, I wonder how long I can run this stuff for, you know? So, I set up some speakers, some extra speakers that I have here just to kind of compare. I had a guy come in and he's like, you know what? I've never been to a hi-fi show or anything like that. He's like, but this is the closest thing. And he's like, this is awesome. He's kept thanking us like, thank you for putting this together. Anyway, so I was just, we're just testing out various speakers, but here it is. So I have the power station. I have all this stuff connected to it. I have a Yamaha AS501. I have this kind of like this kilowatt type of thing where it just shows you how much wattage you're using and the amps. I had the mini DSP DDRC 88A. I had that SMSL DAC. I had this RSL. I have that ELAC ProTech surge protector type power conditioner type of thing. So there's a good amount of stuff connected to it. And that we can talk about that in a bit. All kinds of stuff connected to it.
That. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
I got a better picture of it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I was running all this on this battery, ran both days with the battery, and I still had like 20-something% left over, which basically tells me that we weren't using a ton of power. Out of all the things that take a lot of power, your sound system is probably not one of them. It seems like it would be, and it can be if you have your subs probably take up a lot of power. When the bass hits, it's probably a lot of power, but overall it's not a ton of power. And we were playing them loud. We were playing all this stuff really loud, and it was pretty easy. One thing that I thought was interesting is also I had a switcher there that allowed us to switch between speakers just using a remote, and it shows you there on the switcher. I don't even know. Where's the switcher? Yeah, it shows you which amp or which speaker you're connected to, but it's so tiny you can't even tell. So from a distance, it's kind of like you're switching back and forth and you can't really tell. So it was kind of fun to compare different speakers. We're comparing the old ELAC to the new ELAC Unifies, and a lot of people kind of like the old one better, and I agree. What else? And then so we're able to switch between amplifiers also. So a common question is, Class AB versus Class D. I don't know if that's a big deal anymore. People seem to be embracing the whole Class D thing a bit more. But going back and forth, we were able to hear a slight difference, right? Slight difference between the Class AB. And, of course, we had to bust out the U mic and REW. And we were able to see that this is the Class AB amp that we were using, right? You see that little thing, right?
Right, tiny. Yeah.
So here's what the deal is. This thing has tone controls, bass and treble tone controls, right? And they have a little notch where they're in the middle.
Yeah.
But when they're in the middle, they're not perfectly zeroed out.
Oh, really?
What we were hearing, it was like slightly a little bit less bass and slightly a little more
treble.
So I could have moved it a little bit and zeroed it out. But just the fact that there's tone controls, how would you know unless you measured? And that's what we were hearing. But after we kind of set that properly, I don't think people could really hear very much of a difference between them. We were playing it loud. And
loud.
What was interesting was how much more efficient Class D is than Class AB.
As far as the power drain or power draw?
Yeah, power draw, wattage that we were looking at. So we were running those full range tower ELAC speakers that are not very efficient, and we're playing them pretty loud in the room that I would say is probably like 30 feet. I don't know, 30 feet by 15 feet. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing. It's a decent sized room.
Yeah.
And we're playing it loud. And when we were playing it on the Yamaha, I think we were drawing maybe, when the bass would hit, maybe 160 watts. But that's with everything running. So less than 80 watts per channel. Okay. That's full range. When I crossed it over at 80 hertz, that dropped down to like half, even less. So that's why it kind of got me thinking, like, what is it with all these people just wanting to get so much power? And like, well, that's a lot, for your main speakers. Will you use all that power? I don't know.
Oh,
I
like
don't know.
200-watt amplifiers and stuff like that.
That's a lot of power. Where I was running some inefficient speakers and it was having no issue. And then also, so 160 watts. And then when I just switched over to this one, it was, I don't know, I think like half of that, less than half of the power using this at the same volume. Right. And the other thing that was interesting is that the Class AB was already drawing about 20 watts more. Scott guessed it. Scott was there. Where are you, Scott? I don't know if he's in the chat.
I don't know.
But yeah, he guessed it. He's like, I bet it's gonna be like 20 watt difference. And it was. So just turning off the Class AB amp dropped the whole thing.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. Dropped the whole thing by 20 watts, right? Oh. Just turning it off. So Class AB just takes power even if you're not using it. That's one of the benefits of using Class D, just much more efficient and less heat. All good things in my book. But anyway, I thought that was a fun, practical test that we were able to do, and other people were able to kind of experience that. I learned something, because I know it in my mind, but it's different when you actually test it. Yeah. So somebody saying True Voice of Reason saying that's called idle current. Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the tests that we did. How about you? What'd you do over the weekend that you can talk about?
Actually, I had a huge uptick in creativity after that Reno trip. Okay. So I actually got home Friday because got the car. All the money I won went right into the car service. So hey, nice. It was like $4,000 car service. So I just won all this money. Just balance, right? University teaching me about balance. Anyway, also saw a nice dark blue Audi SQ7 in the showroom there at the dealership. I might.
Anytime you do that voice, I already know it's gonna be bad news.
But you know what? Actually, after you talking about Genelex, man, I'm like trying to figure out how I can upgrade my speakers in here, dude. Joe, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me, Larry.
Well, you definitely don't need to do that. You're just I think you're finding an excuse. You're just trying to find an excuse to
spend some money
to do something where you should have just forget the shopping, spend the time and make the content, make the stuff. That's what I do. I'm speaking for myself. Anytime I need to do something, I find something to clean. I find some new hobby to I'm guilty. I just know that we're the same in that way.
So Joe we were talking about those Genelex speakers for that really nice Atmos mixing, whatever. And I have narrowed it down to the cheaper ones, to their $2,500 each, right? So I would need 11 of them. So it's still around $20,000. And then I was like looking at all these things. I'm like, okay, maybe how about I just get the subwoofer? Because that's the one main thing. Is like I don't have the subwoofer is very interesting. It has 8 XLR inputs. And also an LFE and outputs, 8 XLR inputs and outputs, along with an LFE input and output. So what happens is you route everything from the audio interface into the sub, and then you go from there to your 7 ear level speakers. So you have bass management in like that. That's already happening, right? Because right now that's not happening. Right now everything's full range to these little speakers. So anyway. Then I was like, then I started working on a new Atmos mix, and I was just like, oh, dude, fuck all that. Like, yeah, my shit sounds great. My shit sounds great. Though there's that one thing I am missing, but oh man, I got a new Atmos mix.
Yeah. Fred's saying you got to talk them down. So look, buying new stuff is fun. Having some Genelex all around, of course, that's gonna be awesome. Of course, right? See them in the background, of course, that's gonna be cool, right? But that's a lot of money. That's like no joke, bro.
I was like, okay, maybe
I know you're trying to make it sound like it's a little bit, bro, but that's not a little bit. It's only $2,500. Shut up. It's not trying to make it sound like it's a little bit.
Maybe I was like, well, maybe I can get them like 2 at a time, like get the front, left, and right, and like wait a few months, get the surrounds.
I have a question. Here's the question for you though.
What's up?
Is it gonna help you make better content?
No.
Is your stuff gonna be better because of that? I'll tell you when I would sign off as a friend, right? As a friend, I'll sign off if you had a studio setup where people were paying you to record at your spot, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
saw and they're like, nah, I don't know, this doesn't
Oh,
look very
yeah.
professional, right?
Right.
So if they see the Genel X and that's making you okay, dude, get the Genel X, bro, get the good one.
You know what was funny
Crazy.
about being in that Atmos mixing masterclass at Sweetwater? You
Huh.
know, the guy Nick, he was like, there was only like 12 people in the class, right? So he was like, hey, let's go around the room. What does everybody do? And this, that, and the other. And everybody's like, oh, I'm a mixing engineer. Oh, I'm mastering engineer. Oh, I own a studio, thinking about going to, install Atmos, blah, blah, blah. So they wanted some information, yada, yada. And I'm like, oh, I have a YouTube channel, and I put together the cheapest Atmos mixing studio I could, I could on my own, and I make all this stuff for fun for my viewers. And yeah, I have a home theater YouTube channel, home theater focused YouTube channel, and my colleague and I created the world's first Dolby Atmos calibration disc. Talked about the disc a little bit. Oddly enough, when I went to lunch, one of the guys that was a mixer, he's like, "Hey man, I have your disc. I bought your disc,
Oh,
and I watch
awesome.
your content on Dolby Atmos all the time."
That's
I was like, "Oh shit!"
cool. That's
So yeah,
cool.
and another guy was like, "Dude, you do this for fun?" He's like, "Fuck yeah," because like these guys, they show me some of their studios. Dude, these things are legit, dude. Full on Focal Alpha 80, so 8-inch woofer. They're about 800 each. 14 of them or 15 of them, 914 setup, like full on like spaces, fully like a full acoustic treatment. Like, damn. Like it was like sure. These guys are for real. I'm here with the janky shit.
Well, janky from a price perspective, right?
Yeah.
But I bet if any of those guys came and heard your system, be like, dude, this sounds legit. If you don't tell them the price at all, right?
Yeah.
If they heard it, they'd be like, that sounds crazy. So there's always that, there's always the price to performance ratio. So even though the speakers you're using, the ones I'm using, are inexpensive, doesn't mean that they're garbage, right? It's actually the measurements, everything shows like in a small room, yeah, they're legit. They do their thing, especially with some extra EQ on top of that. It's not like you're just running them raw dog, right?
No, we're not raw dogging it over here. We've got Dirac Live processor doing all the which was another nightmare. Joe was here. He's like, why does this suck so much?
Yeah. We got that set up though, and then we got the Magic Beans target on there. So I think anybody would be impressed by your setup.
I think and I know all these Atmos mixes I'm doing are of songs that have already been created, right? So it's not anything that I can sell, but Joe already knows this. I have been working on a track that is made specifically for Atmos and to make it sound as trippy as possible. And I just had a coaching session with one of my music production coach guys, and he was like blown away. He was just like, whoa, what are we working on? I'm like, all right, we need to make this sound as trippy as possible. And I'm like, once we figure out what's going on here in a 2-channel version, we're going to bounce out all the stems and I'm going to spatialize it. And I've already done part of the spatializing, but there's a few things that we need to like kind of, figure out frequency wise and all that. But it's I can't wait for you guys to hear it, because you guys are just going to be like, what the fuck is this? You're going to be like, this is the best shit I've ever heard. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be.
That's exciting stuff.
Oh man.
Oh,
super dope. That's and if you're wondering why I haven't made a whole lot of YouTube videos, it's because I working on a whole bunch of other stuff that's probably cooler than the latest unboxing video of the newest AVR. That's just like
we got to do it.
AVR.
We got to do it. The people want to hear from you. They want to hear from us. So we still got to keep it going. But believe me, we're not doing it for the money. We're doing it because hopefully it's useful to you guys. Yeah. But it's not for money that we do these YouTube videos or even this podcast. No, definitely not.
This is just to bring everybody together. I am going, and if any of you are going to Cedia, I know it's a closed show. But chances are you will be. Hold on, let me just bring it up here, right here. Or if you see any videos, don't worry, we won't get hit with copyright. Volume. Okay. Let's see here. If you see anything, God damn, present, share screen, boom. You see anything with visuals like this, right? This is my demo. This is my newest Atmos mix. And the Sony guy said he was going to play it at Cedia. The Storm Audio guy said he wants to play this. And so they're just trying to figure out how they can play it on their Kaleidoscape or whatever. My patrons already have a copy of that. So if you're not on my Patreon, you need to get there for the advanced copy. But yeah, it's exciting. So I'm excited to see it. I told the guy, I'm like, hey, if you play my demo, just take a couple of quick phone verticals and then text them over to me or tag me in your post or whatever. Because even these professional people were just like, whoa, like, he even said it. My editor finally just finished the edit on that video. It should be coming out tomorrow. He's like, this guy, he knows how to mix some music. You know, he says that in the interview because he was very impressed. He was just like, wow, I've never heard just the sounds moving around like so cleanly, and the amount of separation between channels and what you were doing there. He's like, this is great. Can I play this at Cedia? I was like, yeah, sure. So I gave him my 4 tracks on his computer. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah. So yeah.
So Parker's saying that he has those monolith compact satellites for the bedroom. I'm kind of curious who else here has some of those monolith THX compact satellites. I know that Scott does. He's setting up his extra bedroom. Right? Yeah, he has those, and I think he messaged me the other day, like, dude, the subs that come with it. He's like, dude, these are legit.
Didn't Aaron just review that?
Yeah, I think he just reviewed it. He did too, because I was telling him like that there are different EQs on there, and I'm like, oh, you gotta use the other EQ. That the other EQ is the one. And so he did. He just redid another video. But yeah, dude, that's a cool little sub. It's like the best inexpensive sub that you can get. In my opinion. Right? I mean, yeah, $200. There's nothing that can touch that.
What about that Polk Audio one that was like 110 for that? I can't touch it, huh?
Not even close. Nah, it can't. But speaking of value, right? Earlier we were talking about the value that you get, the sound quality. And you know, I think that a lot of people might think, well, maybe these guys don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they've never heard a good system, right? They've never heard anything good. Like, what do they know, right?
Ooh.
Maybe somebody might think that if they've never watched us before, maybe they've never seen any of our reviews. They don't know, right? If they're new. So let me show you this. So one of the cool things about having these events is, you know, we have people from various backgrounds coming, and we have this guy Justin who works at Harman, right? So that's pretty cool. Oh, you got so you've heard these, right?
Yeah, I did a video about these. Yeah, dude, these things are awesome. If I had the space, I already know the person to email, but like, and she's a nice lady. But I just don't have the space for these. I'd have to put them in my living room. Yeah, they are. I was thinking about the little guys. I'm like, maybe I do an 11 channel Atmos with these little guys.
All right. So he brought those the last time.
Those
I forgot the model number on those, but they're like little 6-inch, and you know, they're like they didn't have a ton of bass. Those smaller ones, they were good for the size. They're good for the. Actually, I don't know if his were those. Maybe they were.
But I mean, that's the current model.
Ones are 8-inch, dude. Yes. Yeah, the smaller one. Yeah. So Tim is saying the 4305.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, and they were cool. They sounded very good, but you could tell that they were smaller speakers. You know, they didn't have like that crazy bass response, but these they were digging down pretty low. I don't know exactly how low. I would say around like it was under 30.
So you measured them under 30 in that room.
Mm-hmm. And they're big. They're big old speakers, right?
Big.
But man, the sound stage, the imaging was very precise. what else can you say about it? Like, dude, it's just like that. When you get that solid center image, that's like magic, right?
They
when
were
it just sounds like solid.
Yeah. It was me and Elon Osborne. We were here listening to these, and the guy was gladly taking my requests, whatever was on title or whatever, and the bass, the mids, the highs, man. It was a complete package that, honestly, I mean, they're expensive. They are expensive.
I think they're around like $4,000 for both
each
per pair.
No, each.
Nah,
isn't it?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they were.
I think it was 4,000 for the pair.
I thought it was 4,000 for the pair for the small ones. Hold on.
I think those are around 2,000 a pair.
JBL 43. What is it? Oh shit.
The 4329.
4329. 29P.
So the cool thing is they has a lot of connections on the back, right? You know, you got optical, you have 1/4-inch XLR, Bluetooth, I believe, and you can have an Ethernet cable to connect one to the other. So you only have to connect to one. You don't have to, do too much. Each one has to have its own power cable. But
you're right. 4,300 for the pair, on sale right now at Crutchfield, and then stands they're using are 400 for a pair. So
honestly,
5,000 altogether.
I don't think that that's a ridiculous price for these. What I said was, for the guys who are like 2-channel audiophile guys, if they could get past the whole aspect of just buying gear, right? Because I believe that part of the fun is just buying gear. I want to buy some shit, But if you just wanted the best possible sound that you could get, right, and with the least amount of money, I think if you just got these, put them on some stands, have some nice treatment, and play around with the placement a little bit, I think that's gonna be as good as you're gonna want. For most people, it's not gonna get very much better than that. As far as like sound quality, accuracy, they're using DSP. It's already well designed. Here
it is. Stands, 4,700.
Yeah. So
with
it's not
the current pricing on what do you call it?
It's not cheap. But imagine how much people spend on speakers.
Hold on. If you watch my video, if you watch my video, Jim from Harman says, well, that is also including amplifier. That is also including I/O. You've got all kinds of I/O for that. You can just connect it up Bluetooth. What does my wife always do? She runs Pandora. No hi-fi gear uses Pandora. Nothing. You can do Spotify, Tidal, Qobuz, Deezer, Crackle, whatever. But but no Pandora. So it's easy if you just connects to the connect JBL, blah blah blah, boom, done. Right? That's it. So it's huge.
Dude, they sounded excellent though. I have to say.
Yeah.
They really sounded big, right? I mean, all the measurements show that they should sound good. Off-axis response is very, very good.
Yeah.
What else do I want to say about those? Good bass.
Here, I got a picture of the I/O here.
Oh, and they played loud too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they played loud, more than loud enough. And the dynamics is kind of what surprised me also. To me, when I think of dynamics, I think about kind of like being able to hear soft noises well, right?
Yeah, soft.
Something about that. Yeah.
Look, you've got a subwoofer output if you want. You've got USB, asynchronous USB in, right? Digital optical in, standard what is this? 1/4-inch? No.
Yeah.
1/8 inch.
The only thing I thought was weird is it doesn't have RCA in. So we had to kind of like fabricate.
Oh, well, because you had to have an adapter, RCA to 1/4-inch probably.
We didn't have one.
Oh, so you went
of course, that
RCA to aux in, right?
I ended up going headphone jack to RCA to another thing, so we kind of had to adapt it. But it worked.
Because there's a studio monitor. So right here, the balanced in, these are XLR / 1/4-inch multi-jacks, right? So in a music studio, that's what you would be plugging it into.
Yeah. And that's another thing is, these are made, for studio monitoring, meaning they're accurate. But in no way did they sound bad in a,
consumer
just like, 10
environment
feet away type of environment. They sounded excellent. And so
Right.
I've always said there's no real difference. If you have a good sounding speaker, it's a good sounding speaker.
no matter what you're using it for.
It doesn't know that it's for monitoring or, for playback. But let me show you this too. Where is it? Okay, so I compared them to the Cali Audio LP6 V2. So the ones on the left are what, 2,000? You said 2,000 something a pair.
Each?
2,000 each.
Yeah.
Okay. 2,000. How much? 2,200. The one on the right, the Cali Audio, when it's on sale, it's like $179 each. Now, the interesting thing is, this is designed by Charles Sprinkle at Cali Audio, and he was formerly at Harman, JBL Harman, and I believe that he worked on the ones that everybody gets. I think it's the LSR series, 305s, things like that. But I let this guy Justin, the guy who brought these, I let him hear the Cali Audios, and he's like, "Huh, those are pretty nice." And for that price, and they are. Of course, they didn't have the bass. The main thing is they just didn't have the bass output.
They don't have an 8-inch woofer.
Yeah, they do have an 8-inch version of this. I'm kind of curious to see how that sounds.
The 8, the IN8. Or wait, which one is this? LP or IN?
This is the LP. So LP6 V2.
LP6.
Yeah, but he was surprised by how good these sounded, and they're inexpensive. $179.
Yeah, very inexpensive.
Are the other ones better? Hell yeah, the other ones are better, right? In what ways are they better though? Well, they're better because they're bigger, they have more bass. The cabinet, look at the way that looks, it looks nice. So just higher quality for sure.
And then the Calis are self-powered too, right?
Yeah. You don't even have to buy an
IO? IO is similar, right?
IO, these do not have Bluetooth. They don't have. These are just like straight up studio monitors. They have the ones that are called MM6s that have more consumer type of inputs. But yeah, these are awesome. Both of these are awesome. But it just goes to show, if you have a speaker that measures well, good engineering behind it, I think everybody just pretty much agrees these sound good. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I had fun with them.
I'm glad you liked them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You thought they. Well, what was your impression when you heard them?
First, when we were in that JBL room, and he was playing the little ones, I thought it was the big one.
Really? So
I was just like, what the hell?
They had some good bass.
Yeah, I mean, in that, so if you were to they had like a big display area that was kind of it was kind of split up into, imagine one big thing split up into 4 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we had the Mark Levinson in this. Then we had the next door was the JBL synthesis. Then we had this room. And then we had on the far right was the vintage room, the vintage looking room. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, they were all like individual rooms, and they would only play a demo. They wouldn't be playing demos at the same time. So we got to hear the one space, I guess, without anybody next door, pissing off the neighbors or whatever. So at first I was like, "Are these the big ones?" He's like, "No, these are small ones." I was like, "Really? These are small ones?" Well, then I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear the big ones." And yeah, man, we went into a bunch of melodic house and techno and stuff like that, and I was just like,
"So what happened when you heard the larger ones in comparison?"
The larger ones, I was like, damn, this is really. I'm like, how much are these? And I was like, man, that's actually a pretty good price. I'm like, I wonder, who do I have to email to get a pair of these? Oh yeah, just email Carol. I was like, okay, but I mean, I would love to buy a pair. I just don't know. I just don't have a place for them.
They're big.
I had a bigger place where it was just like a 2-channel listening situation. Yeah. But Elon and I were talking about it. He's like, what if you were to run an Atmos setup with all the little ones there? I'm like, 11 of those in the room? That might be pretty cool.
That
pricey.
sounds legit.
But hey, less expensive than the
Then the
Genelex.
Genelex.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I mean,
It wouldn't look too bad either.
No, the sound quality is great, and then, I can kind of aim the tweeter to my listening position because it's like, exactly right there. But same thing with the Genelex.
Right.
I don't know. But
Um,
I would say if anybody does want, and this is what Jim was saying in the interview, like if you want a hi-fi setup that's easy to use, if you just want to run Bluetooth for majority of your things, or you want to run a laptop to your, you have a bunch of FLAC files or DSDs or whatever the heck you guys are using. Yeah, it's a no-brainer because the amplification is there, and for $4,000, it's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
With the stands, almost $5,000 for a pair, but you don't have to buy any components.
Yeah.
So
I hear that.
That's a pretty good. Oh yeah. I see. It went on to freaking Wi-Fi again. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay, so another thing that we're able to do when we do these events, and we're planning on having another one. So if you're in SoCal, you may want to find me. Are you frozen? Are you just doing that?
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah. Well, when is that? When is that one?
And I'll add you to our group. But I think maybe we can hopefully we can set up a tour of the Harman facility. Wouldn't that be cool?
Where's that at?
Northridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're in Southern California, that might be a cool trip. No promises, right? But it's an idea. So we got to figure that out. But it just seems like something that would be very cool.
It's got to be on a weekend, right? It's
going to be on a weekend, probably. Yeah. Just so everybody can go out. But yeah, tour of the Harman facility would be pretty awesome. I know they have an anechoic chamber. Maybe we could do some pretty cool stuff in the anechoic chamber.
Like what? Anyway, try to yell as loud as we can.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do something that nobody else has done. You
go go streaking in the anechoic chamber. We're going streaking. Everybody.
Oh man. I don't know. No, we'll do something. Maybe we'll do a Daily HiFi podcast from the anechoic chamber.
Oh my God, it'd be so quiet.
Yeah, sounds great. So one of the things that I showed some of these guys was what I call a ghetto spinorama. Right, so we all know that the Clipple guys. The thing is awesome. It's $100,000, and it measures the speakers, and it tells you pretty much everything you'd ever want to know about a speaker. As a reviewer, I'm not going to spend 100 G's on that. That's just not in my budget.
And in California, where are you going to put that thing? Where are you going to put it?
Look at that. So I had to try to figure out a way to kind of take some measurements to kind of give me an idea, at least. So if I review a speaker, I want to know generally that I'm making some sense,
Yeah.
And so I came up with something called what I call the ghetto spinorama. I don't know. We might call it something else.
The ghetto-rama?
Ghetto-rama, yeah. And so it's just a way of measuring speakers. It takes less than 5 minutes, right? And I think it's kind of cool because I'm hoping that we'll be able to do some kind of white paper on this, AES white paper, something like that, where I wouldn't mind sharing this information with other reviewers so they can get a U mic, get REW, use the method, and at least we're on the same page, right? Wouldn't that be good for everybody? For everybody to understand, like, they can take a measurement in 5 minutes and get something that's pretty decent. So I measured these 4329s. Like I'm saying, this is a quick and dirty method. So I wouldn't recommend this to make speakers. If you're a speaker designer, like, pay for somebody to do the Clipple. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is just a quick and dirty method. Let me share some of the measurements here. And I have it overlaid over Aaron's measurements from the Clipple, right? So I thought that might be interesting. So here's his measurement of the 4329s. And here's my in-room measurement. So it was measured in that room that you saw earlier. And mine's in the gold, right? So you see, it's not perfect. Like over here, there's some discrepancies, but you kind of see the trend,
it's
right?
kind of like it looks pretty good. I mean,
see the dip here.
Sorry, pretty similar, right? Yeah, the dips, the big dip. Actually, all the dips are mirrored. You know, you have that dip in the, what is that? What number is that? Go to the
So
left a
that's
little
the my on axis measurement. Again, I
Mhm.
wasn't even trying to be very careful. I was just
Right.
doing it like real quick, and I was trying to show
You're like
people at
doing
the
one
same
of those
time.
China measurements, like this, right? With the mic.
Just yeah, here's the listening window measurement, right?
Okay.
So you can see that's supposed to kind of track this one underneath. And in the treble, I don't know what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to figure
Maybe
that
that's
out.
part of the room. Maybe
Again, I'm
some.
using a U mic, right? I'm using a U mic. My U mic's pretty beat up, so it could be that could be it's not calibrated perfectly anymore. Who knows? So that's the listening window response. And then sound power is something that is really hard to do, right? Sound power, this is only the horizontal one, so it doesn't match this red one. I believe that it would be better if I did a combination of horizontal and vertical. So basically what I'm doing is I'm spinning the speaker, right? And measuring all around it. But the thing that allows you to do is you're able to derive the directivity index, right? So here's mine in purple, and there's the dash blue line is the one from Aaron's. And what this tells you is how EQable is the speaker, right? And that's really important because anytime there's like a lot of ups and downs, that's probably not an area you can EQ. But up here,
Mm-hmm.
you can EQ. Not that it needs very much EQ. That looks like it looks pretty good over here. But you can see how it's tracking. And I just thought that was really cool that you could take some of these basic measurements and do it very quickly. You know, so this is more information than I see a lot of people with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see a lot of I don't watch very many other reviewers, but I've kind of heard people taking a measurement from their listening position. I'm like, well, that's not very.
Oops.
I don't know how useful that is.
Yeah.
Are you shopping again?
No, I'm trying to remove this thing.
So yeah, so that's it. Hopefully we're gonna refine this and make the method better and kind of release that and show people how to do it. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea. You show me how to do it.
Just to kind of get an idea what the stuff is. You know what's going on with your speaker.
And that moving mic method isn't that what you need to run the Magic Beans too, right?
Yeah. So this is all using moving mic method, which is good because it's very easy to repeat. Anyway, what's that?
Very cool.
What else? Magic Beans. Speaking of Magic Beans, you know, there's a self-imposed deadline of trying to get the beta out.
When are you launching? When are you launching?
This month. So I have 3 days before I need to send out. I need to send out invites. Right?
Okay. Sending out invites. Okay.
Didn't we do the same thing though? We set
in December.
Arbitrary date.
Yep.
Nobody said it had to be December 15th.
You know who's really not happy with that December 15th date is my accountant. I just had like a 2-hour Zoom with him earlier. He's like, why did you pick December 15th? Why couldn't you do it January 1st? It was pretty funny.
I'm sure he'll tell me the same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same guy. Derp.
But yeah, it was an arbitrary date. So this is also an arbitrary date, but I need something to kind of just got to do it. Got to do it. And if you're wondering why I haven't made any videos in the past month,
because of that. See?
No, it's not because of that. It's because
you guys were at the water park so many times. Water park, Disneyland, birthdays that you didn't remember the date from.
The events, events that I've been doing. So all stuff that I've been doing to try to.
Oh, Dance Revolution. That's it. You guys do that too?
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's how I roll though. Like when there's a deadline, don't you have to wait till the last minute? Of course.
That's when you get all the that's when you actually
wait then the pressure's on and then you get it done.
I had no idea. I was like, man, I hope we can finish this by the 15th. Because it was just a massive amount of stuff to do when we launched. So we did it. That's all I know.
I wonder if these guys I wonder if this is like a coincidence because I happen to just have gotten these Encore B5 bookshelves.
Well,
I've reviewed the B6 and I just got the B5 bookshelf and the T5 towers, part of their Encore series. People were asking about the smaller versions with the 5-inch driver instead of the 6.5. I guess K-Man's saying they're on sale, $49.
No, nothing says. I think Joe has a review on these too. So
yeah. Coming. It's coming. I still need to take them out of the box and do my ghetto spinorama on them. Any questions from people in the chat?
But there's a couple that starred. Go there.
Oh, okay, let's go through them. What do we got?
Let's see. Hello, guys. Hope all is well. Question though, for a new LCR, was looking at the JTR 212 HTRs. Would there be any other speakers that you would think be as good or better in that price range? Have 2x
Captivator 4000s.
4000s. Wow. What kind of space are you putting these in? I guess is the biggest question. I mean, if you have those kinds of, I saw a picture of like these giant JTRs in this fucking tiny ass living room, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to, you need to buy a bigger house first. But if you're in a dedicated space, hey.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have no experience with any JTR, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah, HTR.
Sorry.
See, I'm looking them up right now. Oh, the Noesis 212 HTR. I've seen these before. I've never heard of these things.
I've heard good things about them. I just don't have any personal experience, so I can't say.
Are you putting these behind a screen? Please say yes, because these guys have a face for radio. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean.
Now you're gonna have people saying you're hating on them. You're hating on them.
Do these look? Do I want these in my living room? No. Look at this.
You're allowed to give your opinion. That's
I think they yeah. You know, I don't like the way they look.
That's
I mean, they're probably great, but again, if you're putting these behind a screen, cool.
Yeah, I think they do look like they're meant for being hidden away.
These almost look like PA speakers. Like honestly, like I would use these at a live event somewhere. I would see them at a live event somewhere. You know, where it's like, you know, speakers have Parker Tufts is laughing at speakers have a face for radio.
Well, hopefully they've taken the budget that they might have had to spend on making it look aesthetically pleasing, and they spent it on
making
engineering, R&D,
exactly.
and better components.
Yeah,
you know, they're big, so I'm sure shipping is not cheap on those.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
I know. When I talked to one of the guys over at JTR to get a subwoofer, he's like, "Oh yeah," and then you know what? We're just gonna throw in some free shipping for you. I was like, "Oh okay," and I didn't know it was like shipping was gonna be like $400 for that subwoofer. I was like, "Damn!" Wow. Like that's rough. That's rough. But you know, I know some people with those, and if you have the space and you're putting them behind a screen, why not? You got the money. What was it? 3,000 a piece. What is that? 10,000 altogether. What was it?
Yeah,
3,500 each. Yeah. So
when I look at those, it just looks like speakers that would be in your actual local cinema. You know,
yeah.
You're gonna have those in your home, and so if that's the experience that you want, I believe that they'll probably deliver on that. So I don't have a reason to doubt that.
Yep. Next up, we've got. Did anyone check out Dolby Atmos Flex Connect? No, new wireless Atmos type thing. What is that?
Let's look at it.
Let's look at Atmos.
So, if anybody's watching this clip, if Tim cuts this out and makes this a clip later, here's the thing to know. Right off the bat, we don't know about this thing. We just heard about it at this moment, and we're looking it up because a lot of times people watch the replay and they'll say, "Why would I listen to these guys? They don't know anything about it." You're absolutely right. We don't know about this thing.
Look, it came out. Look, it came out at 5:30 this morning. Look,
okay,
August 28th. Nobody knows about this, right?
So let's look at it and see what we can figure out together.
Let's discover this together.
Sure.
Right. Okay. Dolby unveils new Dolby Atmos innovation coming to TCL TVs ahead of IFA 2023. IFA is a trade show, if you guys didn't know. Dolby Atmos Flex Connect, a first coming to TCL TVs in 2024, setting a new benchmark for TV sound. San Francisco Dolby Laboratories, leader in immersive, blah, 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 yada, yada, is a new feature that seamlessly pairs together a TV sound system with accessory wireless speakers to unlock a more extensive and immersive Dolby Atmos sound experience. It then intelligently optimizes the sound for any room layout and speaker setup, transforming any seat in the house to the best seat in the house. God, I love their marketing.
Yeah,
right. TCL will also launch a line of accessory wireless speakers designed to complement its upcoming line of TVs with Dolby Atmos Flex Connect. Consumers shouldn't have to move their furniture to experience better audio.
Okay.
but
All right.
but rather audio should adapt to them. Hey, giddy up, let's go,
Sure.
said John Cooling, Senior
That would be
VP
great.
Entertainment, Dolby Laboratories. Dolby Atmos Flex Connect is an entirely new category of experience that offers consumers the freedom and flexibility to choose how they want to arrange their devices while still getting a great immersive Atmos experience. We are very proud to take a significant step forward on the future of immersive audio with our latest partnership with Dolby. Delivering great experience for our customers is at the forefront of what we do, said Frédéric Lengi, CCO, TCL Europe. With Dolby Atmos Flex Connect, users can unlock incredible immersive sound no matter how they arrange their audio devices. We can't wait to introduce this to the world. Okay. Yeah, I think I've had it.
Mm.
Okay. All right. What do we
Do you
think?
understand what it is?
I think they're trying to implore what Sony has done with their HTA9. Is that the model number? But from the TV, and the TV is going to have wireless speakers, so you can put speakers in different areas, and it
Okay.
doesn't matter. Your TV could be on the right, and you can put the speakers on the ceiling, and it's all going to sound good because you don't have to rearrange your furniture to make it sound good. Everybody's going to be everything's going to be all right. I don't know.
I asked ChatGPT to summarize that in a paragraph for me.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's see what
it says. Dolby Laboratories has unveiled Dolby Atmos Flex Connect, an innovative audio feature that seamlessly integrates a TV's built-in sound system with wireless auxiliary speakers, delivering an immersive Dolby Atmos experience adaptable to room layouts and speaker arrangements. Available first on TCL's TVs in 2024, this technology eliminates the need for furniture rearrangement and offers a tailored audio experience. TCL will also introduce complementary wireless speakers for its Dolby Atmos Flex. Is that true? Sometimes you got to check this thing. Is that did it say it's gonna offer is it making up stuff? I don't know.
Is it gonna make some julienne fries and stuff like that?
This advancement addresses speaker placement challenges by allowing users to position wireless speakers anywhere in a room while optimizing audio quality through automated calibration. Dolby and TCL will showcase at IFA. So, what does it sound like to you? Does it sound like kind of like WiSA? Isn't that something they've been doing for a while?
Kind of like WiSA, but with Atmos, and I think the Enclave has a 5.1 WiSA compatible. But yeah, it eliminates the AVR, so that's nice for people that and it's all done through the TV. So it's I think it's an answer to Sony's option, right? Sony's, you got the 4 speakers, you can have the TV doing the center channel, right? And it does the you had that thing, right? And didn't FOMO have it too?
I had the HTA9.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. HTA9, yeah. And if you had a Sony TV, you would run the center channel through the TV. So, yeah, I mean, it's
innovation is kind of cool, right?
It's a step in the right direction. I don't know if I could believe this whole consumers shouldn't have to move their furniture to experience better audio. That's
I know, man. That's a big claim. You're gonna have people putting in the speakers just like all in a row.
Mine's gonna be right. Mine's gonna be like on the coffee table here, over here by the chair, one in another room.
You said it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. Obviously, this is a press release. It's like marketing, right? We'll have to wait and see. The thing that's curious is why, if this is a cool new technology, why is it like exclusive to TCL? It doesn't seem like something that an enthusiast would kind of be interested in.
No.
Right?
This is for the vast majority of people that want surround sound. They don't want the receiver. They don't want the cables. They don't want any of that nonsense. They just want it to put stuff where they want to put it, plug it in, and it works. That's really where we're going to, right?
It sounds like it's trying to do a little bit of room correction also.
It would have to, right? Yeah. If we don't consumers don't have to worry about moving their furniture around, then yeah, they would have to have some sort of room correction to get that working properly.
I'm curious to see how well that works.
I
Maybe
mean,
they can
maybe
hit me up and get some magic beans.
I was
On all
about to
of
say it.
Dolby.
I was about
Let's go.
maybe they
Dolby
need
can
a
make it.
magic bean injection.
You can make that happen. I can
A
make that
hot
happen.
bean
Let's go.
injection.
Give me a call, Dolby.
Man.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Any type of innovation, I'm always excited for.
Yeah.
Even if it's not great, just the fact that they're even trying to do something, we should be happy about that because this industry is not one to really move very quickly.
No. 100%
So hey, it could be great, and I hope they sell a ton of them.
Mhm.
They sell a lot of them, then maybe they'll say, hey, maybe we should kind of focus more on this. Maybe we need that magic beans.
Here's a photo. I found a photo.
Okay, so let's see.
Let's see this
Let's
photo
see.
and like placement of this stuff.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
Here we go.
I love the marketing stuff though. Like when you have these companies with a big budget, like their graphics are always great.
Yeah. All right. So we got.
So what do we got here?
We got a little sectional couch here. We've got a coffee table over here, and we've got some other table with a plant over here with the surround speaker. Okay, and then there are lines from there to the TV.
Look at those arcs. Yeah,
I know. What does that mean? Oh! Look! So is this where the Atmos is coming from above you from those lines? Are the lines there? Are these wires? No, it's all wireless, right? So I don't know.
See, look at that. They're immersed in the sound. But are they trying to show that the speakers are in weird places? Because they still look like they're in pretty awesome.
I mean, they're to the sides of the
locations.
listening position, right?
Wow. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Cool graphics though. Is that the coolest graphic that they have?
That's the only
come on, Dolby. I was expecting some kind of
some sort of video or something
render,
like that.
some kind of animation. Come on. Battery powered. Somebody did show me one. Somebody showed me one that was a home theater system. Looked like a Kickstarter. That was, wireless, but all the other speakers seem to be running off kind of like a power over Ethernet.
Maybe.
I think it looked like they were using some kind of like power line adapter, sending the signal over that. And, it kind of makes sense.
Maybe.
What else? What other questions we have?
Fred, how come you guys are so handsome and better than everyone else on YouTube?
Thank you, Fred. It's because we're friends with Fred.
Good genes. Good genes.
Yeah.
We got good genes. That's
we're lucky enough to have Fred to give us compliments when nobody else is anybody else a compliment, right? Mm-hmm. So if you guys don't have Fred following you, you guys are missing out.
That's right. He won't follow you. He's following us. All right. Billy P in the place to be. I did my first sub measurements in REW the other day. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. How do you set the graph range? Okay.
How do you set the graph range? All right,
Joe's jumping in.
All right.
Jumping in. You do that. I'm gonna email this guy at the dealership. Hold on.
Okay. How do you set the graph range? Here. Imagine if I didn't know. That'd be pretty bad. All right. So
imagine that if you had an audio-based YouTube channel and you had shitty audio for 10 years. How about that?
Oh my goodness, Chana. All right. So here's REW, right? And so this is something I see often is people have the scale wrong, and so they'll have it way out here. They're like, "Dang, my speakers are so flat," Yeah. Well, of course, the more you zoom in, the worse it looks, right?
It's an optical illusion, people.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to get that right angle, But what I like to do is have about a 50 dB scale on the y-axis, right? Of course, the x-axis, you want at least 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So easy ways just to hit this button here. Boom. Right. So if you have it like weird like this, just hit this and you go back to 20 to 20K. And then over here, an easy way to go about it is, I don't know if, you won't see this, but if you hit preferences, there's an option that says set window size to, and it has a set of predetermined resolutions. And so I set mine to 1600 by 900. And what that does is, you can cheat the way this looks by, you see, I'm not changing very much except like how the window looks, right? And it changes the way it looks. So what you want is you want something standard. And if you go to preferences and choose the window size to something standard, it'll always be the same. And then for the y-axis, this is the tricky part. What I typically do is I just zoom in until it's counting by ones, right? So this is 1 dB scale. That's too close, in my opinion. You want 5 dB increments here. So this is what, 100 to 140? Yeah, that's pretty good. Right? So that's the trick. Just zoom in till it's by ones and then zoom out one. That's about right. You know, if you want to cheat a little bit, you can kind of go like this. That's fine. So, you know, you should be here. So hopefully that helps. Does that answer your question, Billy? Hopefully. Let me see here. Mike says, Joe, help me by saying 5 dB increments. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty easy. And the other thing to make note of is just make sure it's consistent. So if you're comparing various speakers to one another, make sure that all of your measurements are pretty consistent, you know? The reason I like this scale is because this is about the scale that you see when you see something from the Clipple, right? Similar scale. This is a little different, but generally speaking, you can kind of look at the graph just real quickly and say, okay, I understand what's happening there, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, don't zoom out so far.
Yeah, otherwise everybody's frequency response is flat. You be like, everything's flat.
Everything looks great. Let me see. I had some pretty bad measuring speakers that we did recently. Which ones? They were the Sound Artist, the LS35A. Okay, here. See, here's the Sound Artist LS35A that some people seem to like, but yeah, you can see here. Here's a Sound Artist, okay? And that's a scale that I was recommending, right? That doesn't look very linear, not very flat. But, you know, if you just keep zooming out, keep zooming out. Yeah, you gotta, dang, you know what I mean? It starts looking great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't do that. What other questions we have here before we take off?
I think that's all that was in the situation.
Is that all we got? What other questions do you have? Yeah.
I don't know, but I watched a couple of things yesterday that were pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
No Hard Feelings, a Jennifer
Oh yeah. Where was that? Is that in the movie theater or something or what?
It was on. It's on Vudu. It's on Vudu.
You bought
it's
it?
like yeah, I had to buy it. Yeah, but I was just like, I saw a clip on TikTok. I was just like, oh man, I'm totally watching this shit today. So
for what reason, Shauna?
For what reason? What?
Because you like comedies? Is that why?
No, I just want.
You like you're interested in the actor, the actor guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Jennifer Lawrence, yeah. Yeah. Right. And then I got to finally finish. You know, like I really hate how they do these TV shows where they do like it's season 3, and then you got to wait another 6 months for the like last 4 episodes of season 3. Like, you know, I don't know. So I ended up finally finishing The Witcher season 3 because they released like 3 episodes like months later. That's so stupid. Just do the whole episode. Just do the whole. Oh, I was trying to watch it. What is that? How do you say that? Ahsoka. Because that's like my dad's name. Take the H out of there. That's my dad's name.
Really? How do you say it?
Ahsoka.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I was wondering where the H is. I'm the H silent. Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm. So
I saw the preview, or the trailer. It looked pretty cool. Yeah. Yes, it is a Star Wars spinoff.
Well, so Angela's a huge fan of that particular character. So she's been waiting for this for a long time.
She's a fan of my dad. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. I guess that's where you get it. He's a cool dude. So yeah, we watched it. I think it's one of those shows from the first 2 episodes that I saw. No spoiler, but it just seemed like something where you kind of have to it's for the fans. The first few episodes are just like for the hardcore fans that already know what the deal is.
Okay.
But like, if you're new, you're like, what is going on?
Like, what is this?
Like, what's happening? Who is this?
Look at Fred. Fred, we need to do something about this, buddy. You can't have that
because I don't have any streaming services. Well, he just got that new Ever Solo, so he got
an Ever Solo.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it looks like that Hi-Fi Rose. Yeah. So he can he can do the whole Cobuzz thing. Shout out to Cobuzz because they just renewed my my Cobuzz. They hooked it up. So
I'm supposed to get Ike hooked up on Cobuzz. Sorry, Ike. I got an email, dude. Oh, this looks cool. This looks like your this looks like a freaking what is it called?
Hi-Fi Rose, right?
No, this looks like a this straight up looks like the Zidudu. The Zidu. This looks like the Zidu like 3000 model that they sent that I reviewed.
What are we looking at here?
Adapt. Some stupidness. Here, look. This looks like the Zidu.
Zidu has a screen like that?
Yeah.
It does?
Here, hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Like that one. This one. This one looks like the Zidu. Are you seeing the silver one?
Yeah.
That looks like the Zidu as well.
Made by the same company, says Bodhi.
Oh. Yeah. Well, then that makes sense. I told you it was Zidu. Zidu. Yeah. You got this? How much was this, Fred? You should have got the Hi-Fi Rose, bro. Come on.
I know. He didn't want to ball out on it.
Oh, he didn't want to spend that kind of cash? Come on, Fred.
And
come on, Fred.
I would have tried to push the Hi-Fi Rose, but they never sent me one, so I have no idea what that thing can do. You're always bragging that like it looks awesome, but
oh, dude, it's the shit, bro.
When he was asking me, I'm just like,
oh, here it is. This is why 859. Well,
hey, that's still pretty expensive for a streaming device.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of like another
DAC.
Yeah, the Cambridge Audio has one that's like $1,000. The N2 or N something or other.
Yeah. Well, if you're a member, then you'd know all about this stuff because Bodhi knows. He's had Hi-Fi Rose, he's had the Cambridge Audio, and so he's kind of giving some insight.
I actually have a 2-channel Cambridge Audio amplifier and a streamer sitting in storage. I should bring it to one of your events and try to sell it.
Yeah, you could do that.
Don't
get in trouble like Linus Tech Tips though.
What did he do?
I don't know. I think I don't know what the deal is. I think he sold some prototype of something.
I thought he got in trouble for
auctioned it off or something.
Wearing sandals with socks or something like that.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't.
You wear socks with your Crocs, so it's all good.
Socks with Crocs. That's what's up.
Crocs with socks.
Well, if you wore Crocs, I would trust them. But
treating a 70 hertz null, is it even possible?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a common one too. A lot of times you'll see that 70 hertz because of it's not the bounce from the sidewalls. It's actually a lot of times the floor to ceiling bounce, which is tough because you can't really get away from that, right? Your ceiling height is always the same ceiling height. But I would say I'm a big proponent of moving mic method, but also using an RTA, so real-time analyzers. Most of the things that you take a measurement with for Odyssey and Dirac, they're sweeps. Whoop, whoop, right? They're for you don't move the mic, and it just shows you what how something measures in one spot. An RTA is using pink noise, and that's also what we use for Magic Beans. We're using pink noise, and real-time analyzer means that it's constantly taking a look at the frequency response, right? So in real time, you can move the mic around to different areas of the room and see where the null kind of like fixes itself, if there's even a spot, right? So you can just move the mic, and when there's a spot that is not as bad as the rest, well, that's probably the best place for your main listening position. Easy, right? You don't have to put your mic in a bunch of spots. Just move the mic to the position where the graph looks the smoothest. Mike is asking, is RTA an REW feature? Yeah. So
REW,
again, Am I gonna start doing REW tutorials? I feel like they're boring.
on the yeah. Boring.
People ask me, but I feel like they're boring.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I'm interested. I love it.
Yeah,
But,
if it's not boring to you, then
I guess I have to share the RTA screen. So up here, you see the RTA button. Boom, RTA.
Okay.
All right. There's also this one that's called the generator. So it's important to use the generator. Or if you have the spatial audio calibration toolkit, you can use the pink noise from that, because that is the 16K pink periodic pink noise that we use. Yes. Except that one can play to all of your channels, all of your speakers. And this can only play 7.1 via HDMI. So
it ain't your daddy's. Mommy's pink noise.
So once you hit that RTA, right, then you go over here to window, and you will see this window. And these are the settings that I like to use. So 1/48 smoothing, 1/48 per octave, no smoothing, 16K FFT length. Now this is important. If you're using pink noise that is 16K, you have to match it. The FFT length has to match. What that means is the pink noise actually repeats itself, right? You get a better measurement. Now, a lot of people like to use rectangular for more precision. If you, for some reason, don't have the proper pink noise, maybe you have some that's a little bit off, you may want to use something like this Han windowing that is a little more forgiving, let's just say. So this is some super technical stuff. All you have to do is copy these settings, right? Copy those settings. What else would you have to copy? This setting here. Let me they always open up a new window if you can't see it. So here. So when you click on the drop down, you click on appearance, you will want to go here and use these settings, right? Adjust RTA levels, show peak, and I think by default there's one of these two is checked. You want to uncheck those just because it looks weird. And that's pretty much it. Those are your settings. From there, what you want to do, let me just do one last thing, is from the main screen on the very top, you'll see something that says generator. I'm going to hit that right now. And from generator, I live in this app, so I can do this all day. All right. So
when you press home in the app, it gives Joe's address. That's what happens.
This is what you want here. So pink periodic, full range, right? And just use this setting and sequence length 16K. That's the secret. Minimize crest factor. You can play around with that. I just keep it on. And that's basically it. You play this noise. You have your mic, and then it'll take an average. Now, one last thing before we get off of this topic, one last thing I would say is who's messaging me? Okay. One last thing I would say is if you are trying to do what I recommended, which was to use a mic and move it to a place where the graph kind of smooths out, you're going to want to use a different averaging method. So let me show you that. So averaging means how many samples it takes and do they sum them together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows what averaging is, hopefully.
It's when
you're supposed to learn that in like middle school.
You add them and then you divide them.
Yeah. Mean, median, and mode. You remember that?
Yeah. Not being so mean, Joe.
I'm not gonna quiz you. I don't
Not being a mode.
I barely remember what that stuff is either. Okay, so yeah, over here you see where it says averaging here, and then this one says forever, meaning when you hit record, I'll be the
pink noise.
Hold on, let me change it to this actual mic that I'm using here. Device input, road test stereo. All right, there we go. So I'll be. All right, so you see how it took an average, and after a while it kind of settles. So if you want to know the frequency response of my voice, it's somewhere around here.
Dude, you got to get rid of that peak at 1K, bro.
Okay, so you see how it's averaging over time. Now you hit stop on that, and then you can hit current, and that'll save that measurement. Okay. Now, what ends up happening is if you're trying to do you're trying to find a specific spot. You don't want it averaging forever. You only want it averaging for a shorter period of time.
Yeah.
So I might set it to like 4, right? Mm-hmm. So here's 0, just to give you an idea. Hello, hello, hello. You see, it just goes away right away.
Yep.
Right.
Wow.
And so if you want to keep that up a little bit longer, you want to maybe do 4. Hello, hello, hello. Shh. That might even be a little too fast. Maybe try 16. Hello, 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 hello. See how good that sweep was right there? How accurate was that? No, that's a bright speaker. That's too bright. But you get the idea. So mess with this. It'll change the averaging method. Are you trying to get an accurate sweep with your voice? Is that what you're trying to do? I can throw you on here. Here. Multi-channel. There you go. All you. Oh. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, talk, Chana.
Testes. 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody in Radio Land. You are here with DJ Chana D, and this is I don't know. I'm just making shit up, and I can't. Well, look at that. I got
a dip in the 1K response. What's up with that? What's up with your voice?
Hey, look, you and I talk at the same time. We cancel each other.
We're out of phase with each other. When people hear us, they just don't even. They hear nothing, right?
Does that mean I'm just a lower?
You think you got lower bass in your voice? Yeah. You here, go ahead.
Welcome everybody to the Daily HiFi Podcast. My name is Chana D, and this is definitely the place to be. And look, it's still, I got that. I gotta start. No, it's still, look, I got a dip in 1K, bro. It's just still there. It's still there. Look at that.
I wonder what that is.
What if I were to go higher? It's still there.
Maybe it's your either your roadcaster or it could be
is there some effect on here? Oh, hey. Oh, it could be. It's got to be StreamYard.
Here, let me start. Here you go. Start it over.
All right, I turned the big bottom off. Okay, welcome everybody to it's StreamYard. It's got to be StreamYard. There's no way. Yeah, it totally skipped that area. It's StreamYard. It's got
because that area, the 1K. Oh man, even mine, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Testing. Oh yeah.
I'll see yours is higher for sure.
So 92.3 the beat. This is
with the dip.
All right. So anyway, done with that. We just lost a bunch of people. There you go. Hopefully that helps you.
That was hilarious. Oh, that was kind of funny.
Bass competition, born with a dip. Anyway, that's us nerding out with REW. Hopefully that was useful. Hopefully it answered your question.
Somebody said you should make it a regular video. Who's that?
Who?
Scruff said it, I think, earlier. It would be good.
16K pink noise. Yeah, we're using 16K pink periodic pink noise. It's a lot of pinks.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you can definitely use that with REW with those settings I just showed you. You're good to go.
Yep. Yeah. It would be a good content for a regular video, he says. So
would it?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Not based on how many people just dropped off right now.
But I mean, we were doing some silly shit. So
yeah.
Anyway, all right.
All right, we're good to go.
Go.
I'm gonna hang out with the dudes in the after show.
Don't forget to go to our merch shop, shop.dailyhifi.com, to get your hands on some merch. And of course, if you want to hear the audio version, only go to anchor.fm/dailyhifi. And of course, BAACING/Daily HiFi Crew to get on this silly. What is this?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put this in this.
I got you right here. Oh, okay. You're too fast.
No, I didn't do it.
Okay. There you go.
Join the channel.
Join our Daily HiFi Crew if you want to support. That's the way you do it.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. I appreciate
come by and hear a whole bunch of weird noises.
Even if you don't support, you'll still get our free sweep tests from our voices. Yeah. If you want to buy the spatial toolkit, you can buy the toolkit. If not, then it's just I don't know.
us over the internet here.
You can give them a free moving around the room. You can give them a free mono version.
Mono version, yeah.
Mono.
Yeah. Actually, you know what was funny? You were talking about that, and I was having this creative aspect. I'm like, I could actually make that into. I can do a remix, an Atmos remix, and make it like this melodic techno track.
Uh-huh.
You know, it'd be like the move it through the room, move, and then it breaks down, and this one is here I am, like all the way, like it like starts in the front, it goes like over you. Here I am.
Yeah, it sounds like those old school rap. You know, when rap first started.
Yeah,
hip hop moving around the room.
Because I'm here and I'm there and I'm Big Bad China. I'm everywhere. So just throw your hands up in the air and party hard and like you just
around the room.
So, yeah, exactly.
All right,
so we're
guys. Good to go.
Yep. Have a good time. For those of you that are not part of the Daily HiFi Crew, you should make sure you join up. And if you're watching on the replay or listening to the Anchor FM version, make sure you tune in live here, youtube.com/Daily HiFi.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll